powerlifting is just to compete. I will keep competing.
And on we go. It is the women's team competition now.
Why play true?
At this World Powerlifting Championships, it is team day. And in this women's event, there are 10 teams in it. Two groups of 5. Slightly different dynamic to that with which we've already seen.
Play true for fairness, for inclusion, with pride, with courage, for sport, for equity, for community. Play true for life. So many reasons to play true.
So the top 2 from each group who will go through. Group A will be Uzbekistan, Libya, Chile, Ukraine, and Mexico 2. Mexico want to be drawn in the upcoming Group B, which you're going to see first, along with Thailand, Brazil, Colombia, and China. That's some significant names there as well. Already seen the men's competition that is available for you to watch back on the World Powerlifting Facebook and on the YouTube in full. And then it will be the mixed event, which will be coming up at around 4:30 today, Dubai time, at just past 1 o'clock now. So Group B of the women's team events, that is on the way. So here's who's in Group B. Mexico with Miriam Aguilar, Perla Barcenas and Amalia Perez. Brazil with Lara de Lima, Maria Costa de Castro, Tayana Medeiros. China with Zheng Feifei, Zhu Li and Guo Ling. Thailand with Hat Mutnok, Kamalpan Karatpet and Arawan Butpo. And Colombia with Ana Lucia Pinto, Cristina Poblador and Berta Fernandez. So the view in the warm-up area, 10 teams getting primed. There are obviously a lot of teams, particularly these championships, as we look at Hap Modnok, Arawan, Butpo and Camelpan Karanpet. I actually love the idea of this. Something a little bit novel. More teams than ever have put their hands up and said, yeah, we'd love to get involved in the team competition. Usually this would have been the day, this morning or last night, when a lot of the teams would have headed home. Not now. Very good camera work. And Mexico, hey, some legends here. Malia Perez, Miriam Aguilar, Perla Bacenas. It's the top two to go through. We'll see if it's thumbs up then. Brazil are in this, Colombia are in this, China's in this. Now, if you're doing seeding, Mexico, Brazil, Colombia and China are not going to be in the same group, but it is an open draw, and that is the luck of the draw. And what luck!
Maria Costa de Castro and Diana Medeiros.
Brazil, Mariana D'Andrea, Tayana Medeiros and Lara de Lima.
Cristina Poblado Granados and Berta Cecilia Fernandez Arango. The last team, People's Republic of China.
Colombia, you saw briefly, Ana Pinto, Cristina Pablador, Berta Fernandez. China, Zhu Lili, Guo Lingling, Zheng Feifei. That's a team and a half.
Time to choose our technical officials for the field of play.
That is an immense side.
Please draw your attention to the screens at the back of the stage as we select our technical officials for the field of play. Spotter loaders, please join us on the field of play as well. Spotter loaders, please join us.
So now, the only thing left to find is who the referees will be for this group, and they're about to be chosen.
Please welcome the technical officials to the field of play. Our chief referee, Republic of Korea, Yoo Jin Lee. Left side referee, Greece, Ileana
Center
Araka.
referee will be
Right side
Lee
referee,
Eugene of Korea.
Yemen,
Left side
Mohammed
referee, Ileana
Al-Kersh.
Araka of Greece. The right side referee,
Technical
Mohammed Al-Kersh
controller,
of Yemen.
Thailand,
And the technical
Nuke.
controller for this will be Jenny Ortiz
Technical delegate,
of
Libya,
Colombia.
Fatih
Right side
Lesha.
referees.
Spotter loaders, please.
It's
82
a
kilos.
slightly different
rack
format
height
to the
11. 82
draws
kilos, rack
for the
11.
individual competition. Step into place for this group, and some of those referees have had a very full morning.
Thank you, the bar is loaded. Representing Thailand, Hat Motnok.
So, Hat Motnok for Thailand. going to start off this competition with an effort of 82. So this is going to be worth 73 points. We go through the women's coefficient score. Southeast Asian Games silver last time out. She has been the 3-time Southeast Asian Games champion. She did finish down the field in terms of the 55 kilo final, but there was a Legends competition and she took the silver medal in that. So that not coming in. 83 was as far as she went, by the way. In her individual competition, she lifted 81, 82, 83. There you go. She's done her job. That's really decent. Hat Motnot. It's 73 points for Thailand. It's, hey, a reason for celebration. Top 2 into the semi-finals, by the way.
Just terrific. Brings it out, brings it down. Nice long setup. Brought the clock down to about 40 seconds, but that's okay. She executed the lift within the right amount of time and locks it out. Nice job.
A lot to be happy about. Hat Motnot already picked up Legends medals here. And she carried on the same path, actually, even though she missed out a middle one in the individual competition. Miriam Aguilar now going for 85 for Mexico, their first attempt. And this too will be worth around the same range. It's 74.192 points. And so the order you choose yourself, it's not in ascending order of your own country's lift attempt, but the rounds are being done in ascending order. So Miriam Aguilar, former Pan Am champion. Impressively, she's picked up 5 Pan Am medals, including most recently silver last year in St. Louis. And here, a good lift. Miriam Aguilar clears it.
That looked great. The right side, it looks like she might have stopped a little fast before the left side. Either way, she got 3 white lights, which means the referees did not see it or she got away with it. Either way, she's punched it through. Here she comes, straight down, locked out, lock, 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 left hits right after.
Lara de Lima, the America's champion, and what a champion, what a campaigner, full stop. And even here, bronze in the women's 41 kilo final. She actually missed her first attempt of 96 in that decider, but recovered well, and had she got that, it would have been silver in the total lift, but c'est la vie.
She really...
93.883 points, but...
she really spends a lot of time focusing. She is someone that any lifter should look at in relation to how she gathers herself before she takes it out of the rack. Nicely done.
93 points on offer. This would put Brazil into the lead. And that is a good lift. So Brazil 93, Mexico 74, Thailand 73, and Lara de Lima, you can just set your clock by her. Such a reliable campaigner.
100%. That was just fabulous. There's just nothing else to say other than fabulous unless there's a bigger word to use. She is just methodical in her setup, methodical in her timing, touches straight up, locks it out, no questions or concerns. Beautiful.
The America's champion, silver in the last Pan Ams. She's got a new one of those to aim for soon. So now, for Colombia, Ana Pinto going for 113. The America's silver medalist, formerly bronze from Cali, Carmen Zulaga on stage with it. 97.64. So again, Colombia would go in front. It's merely a coincidence that we are going up in points. That's because we are going up in weight. That is the main factor in the running order.
1 minute.
She won team bronze at the last Worlds 2 years ago. And this for a tremendous number of points, 97. No, doesn't get it. Oh, she was topping up a bit there. Well, all three referees voted her down. 2 chest votes, 2 press votes, and Colombia are in trouble.
35 kilos, 135, rack
She
height 10.
just had a struggle once she touched her chest. You could see she just was not able to execute on the chest, and then she starts to rock to her left and right and just doesn't lock out evenly and just struggles a lot. That's unfortunate.
The bar is loaded, 135 kilos. People's Republic of China, Zheng Fei.
Reigning Asian Games champion, World and Paralympic silver medalist, Zheng Fei. And now the new world champion, smashing the world record with the last attempt in the power lift to win the gold. The new world champion, 135 kilos and going for 107 points here.
1 minute.
So Zhang Feifei, well, after that miss by Colombia, that's opened the door a lot for them. She's the new world record holder in her weight division. That is a good lift. Fantastic lift. Well, she made that work well. 107.44, and it's a really, really good lift.
Sure was, just fantastic. And she locks out with definition, but the difference in locking out with definition, meaning locking those elbows, and then that bounce makes the difference between a white and red, and she does it well, locked out with definition. Well done.
So China well ahead after that opening round, 107 points to them. Brazil second on 93, Mexico third on 74, and Thailand fourth on 73. Colombia would have been on 97 and in second place. It was really, really unfortunate because it knocks them firmly out of the race. But it would have been the same stage if we'd gone with the old style group stage where it was all 10 in together at once in rotation. Very difficult to think that Colombia would have made it into the top 4 to reach the semi-finals, even in that situation, irrespective of who they have coming up. And they've got some really good ones coming up. Kamalpan Krorapet for Thailand, coming to lift 85 kilos. And this will be 50.7, which is 78.32. Southeast Asian Games silver medalist, Asia Oceania bronze actually, 2022, and she's won the Bangkok World Cup, 2 Southeast Asian Games silvers in a row, so she's got it going on, Kamalpan Krorapet, and she does here as well. That's a good lift. That's another notch on the wall. 78.3 sends them up to 155, and they just all they can do is come out, keep lifting, see how they do.
Just flawless. That was amazing. Straight down, holds it tight, straight back up, locks it out, call it a day. Well done.
$152 for Thailand. It's Cristina Poblador for Colombia. Now she's good. 93 is going to be her target here. So she's going for 94 points. In the lowest of the weight divisions, the former America's champion in 2018 in Bogota, 6th in her last 2 global championships coming into this, and just edged out in 4th spot in her 41 kilo final when Lara de Lima, who else, shuffled up, knocked her out by 1 kilo. So Poblador, this is a kilo heavier than De Lima did in the previous round, incidentally. Colombia are in trouble, I'm afraid, because they've already missed 1 and now they have missed 2. And it's the stop sequence. Now that was quite high from her point of view. Colombia, well, they've done brilliantly already today in other competitions, but the women's is a bit of a bust.
So unfortunate. She just doesn't wait the second. She brings it down so fast and right off the chest. And there she is. Chest sequence, all 3. Unfortunate. It would have been a great lift.
So now for Brazil, and they are in a bit of control now. Maria Costa de Castro. 96.29. This is worth 96 points, and we'll put them on 189. That's a good lift. Brazil are on the way and are looking very, very good. 2 white lights.
And that's all she needed, 2 white lights. She got the middle referee, gave her a red for stop. And we'll take a look when we see the video. Here he comes. So, a little fast. Maybe that's why she got the red. Either way, she's got 2 whites, and she's punched it through. Nicely done.
Zhu Lili going for 125 for China, who led after the opening round. And they'll be looking for very much the same here. It's worth 102.78. I'm not going to say if they get it, they'd be guaranteed to go through. It's not quite mathematically possible, and they can always miss the last one. But Zhu Lili for China. Asian Games, Asia Oceania World Champion, Paralympic silver. Coming here at 125 kilos. And that is a good lift by Zhu Lili. And moving on up well, way to the top of the table, leading Brazil by 20. China and Brazil well out to the front. Zhu Lili losing a world title to Kefila Al-Maruf of Nigeria, with the world record going as well, but it was still silver. She's still among the best.
And that was just perfect. Touch, stop, drive straight up. Just fantastic. And she knows it. Look at that smile. Well done.
Perla Barcenas of Mexico, another of the greats. 125 her target again. And this is worth 96 points. 96.9. Get Mexico back in the hunt. So to get this, they'd go up to 170. They'd still be a bit behind Brazil. It's the top 3 to go through. Still the Americas and Pan Am champion. 4th in the last Paralympics. A couple of Paralympics bronzes in London, and before that in Beijing, and before that in Sydney. 2010 world champion.
Coach is letting the time tick down, letting her really get her mental together and her focus.
5th in the final here, but she got on the medals podium, so she's still coming away from World Championships with medals. And this for 125 for Perla Barcenas. That is a good lift.
Just excellent all the way around. totally focused, strapped in, toes straight to the ceiling, brings it down, locks it out, drives it straight up. No questions or concerns. Wonderful.
This concludes round 2 after 2 rounds.
2 rounds done.
20-point lead.
China leading by 20. Mexico further 19 points behind with a lot of ground to make up.
171 and then Thailand 152. Floaters, please, 105 kilos. Rack height 11 for Thailand, third attempt, belonging to Adawan Bukbo.
Into the final round. Colombia yet to score. That's why their slate is blank. Literally. Thailand. Arawan Butpo going for 105 here. This will be worth 86.86. So they would go into a temporary lead, but everybody else would have a lift in hand over them. That's all you can do at a stage like this, is just complete your set. Don't worry about anyone else. Asia Oceania bronze previously. World silver. 2010 that was. It's their 8th World Championship. Asian Games gold. Back in 2014, she is still the reigning Southeast Asian Games champion. Now I say still, that was from what we could make out, because not all figures are readily available. She did win the most recent one in 2023, a couple of weeks ago in Phnom Penh. Silver in the last 2. There are other championships way off in the mists of time where the results book have fallen down the back of somebody's sofa. We'll find it one day. Thailand for a temporary lead in this final round.
Good lift.
That is a good lift. Well, they've gone 3 out of 3. And there is seriously nothing else you can ask. And they've gone high, by the way, in each of their lifts. It's the only thing that made this competition possible for them. They've had to go in with something close to what their highest target would be.
Just terrific. Straight down, locked on the chest, drives it straight up, and just waits. She knows she has it. Really nicely done.
So, Guo Ling Ling, 110, so it's by no manner of means the heaviest attempt. You can tell from how early she's lifting in the round. Now, Guo Ling Ling never lifts this early in a round, but she's up against multiple weight divisions here. The other important thing is because she's in the second lowest weight category, a lot more points available for this. 107.
Just pushing those shoulders down, closer to the stomach, to get that chest up higher.
World champion again, world record 120, that was. And going with 110 here, the Asia Oceania Asian Games World and Paralympic champion. And it is a good lift. So they're 3 for 3 as well. I don't know if that tally is going to be surpassed at all. I doubt it will for China. 317 they're now on.
She just made that look so easy. It was incredible. Brought it down, tight on the chest, drove it back up, just like she was lifting a glass of water. Unreal. Look at this. Rocket and up. Beautiful.
Thank you. Mark is loaded. Representing Colombia, Bertha
Berta Fernandez for Colombia, who are out. Too big an ask. All that she can do is just go and do her lift. Anna Pinto, Cristina Poblador went reasonably high in terms of how they usually open up. And that red on the board, even if it was only one attempt they'd missed. No, joy. This is worth 99 points. The America's champion, the Pan Am champion. Such an emotional reaction to the fact that she was breaking Amalia Perez's record the other day. We will go to the flags for Berta Fernandez. That's all good. She's done a good roll.
Fantastic. And there's a lot of psychology behind the first lifter not making an attempt, particularly in this sport, that they say even over the days it's very hard for other athletes in that same country to regroup. So this was really hard for her. Two athletes come, they register no score, she has to come in, lift the team up, and she surely did it.
Nice lift. Amalia Perez going for 120 for Mexico. Berta Fernandez beating her America's record in the 67 kilo final was 128, went up to 129. They both finished on 129, incidentally. Perez equaled the record, but Fernandez, they got there first, so Fernandez got the bronze, and Perez, for once, did not get a medal, although it had happened in a recent championships, but it's such a rarity. 120 for the queen of the bench. $103 points up for grabs. So Mexico would be in the top two, with Brazil the last to lift. She's put a lot into it, and that is a good lift. 2-1 in her favor. Mexico are in the top two, and Brazil are going to have to lift it out. Impressive, 274.11.
Just great. Comes down, tight on the chest, straight up, locks it out. Nicely done.
Representing Brazil, Diana Medeiros.
Diana Medeiros going here for 125. So it's down to this, she gets it, Brazil will go through. If she doesn't, they won't. This is worth 99 points. And a half. So they go on to 289, and they would overtake Mexico, and Medeiros would get them there. America's champion, Pan Am silver, European Open silver. She didn't register a mark in the final here, as she was going for her first ever World Championship medal. But a mark here, and Brazil are into the semi-finals. They've done it! Brazil are there. 289. China and Brazil qualify.
China has 317.87 points. They'll move on.
Mexico edged out. It's 15-point margin in the end, but they were in second spot until this lift.
Just beautifully done. Straight up, locks it out. No questions or concerns. Nicely done.
Next session is just minutes away, and it is the start list for Group B.
So China 317, Brazil 289, they move on. Mexico 274, and Thailand 238. That Thai performance you have to appreciate a lot of. And Colombia missed out on 99, and they would have scored about 290 had they got all of their lifts in. So Group A forthcoming, it'll be Uzbekistan, Mexico 2, Libya, Chile, and Ukraine. Uzbekistan with Akhtamova, Tashpulitova. Mexico with Azuara, Perez, and Sanchez. Libya with El Ghanemi, Alakouri and Al Hamali. Chile with Ortiz, Serrano and Campos. That's a good team. Ukraine with Shevchuk, Shirokalava and Olinik. That's a good team. Roxana Akhtamova, Ariakon Akhtamova and Nasiba Tashpulitova for Uzbekistan. Mexico, Belen Sanchez, Nix Azuara and Fabiola Perez. That's Mexico 2. Libya, Sahar El Ghanemi, Ghazala Alakouri, and Azwa Al Hamali are the three in this. Chile, Camila Campos, Marian Serrano and Maria Ortiz are the three in this. That is a really brilliant team. And Ukraine, there they were.
Team Ukraine is made up of Liliana Shevchuk, Tatiana Shukholova, and Natalia Olny. Team Ukraine.
Ukraine, Tatiana Shirokalava, Mariana Shevchuk and Natalia Olinik.
Behind the stage, we're going to select our technical officials for the field of play.
So now the draw for the referees will be incoming.
Please welcome the technical officials to the field of play. Chief referee, Hungary, Tibor Gyerko.
Chief referee, centre referee from Hungary will be Tibor Gyerko. Left side referee from Thailand, Priyanaka Nakate. Right side referee from Brazil, Luis Leche. Technical controllers, Thierry Ortiz from Colombia and Fatih Leshahab of Libya is the technical delegate for the competition.
And our technical delegate, Libya, Fatih Leshahab. Spotter loaders, please take your positions on the field.
Group A on the way.
Loaders, please take your positions. 80 kilos, rack 12, please. 80 kilos, rack 12.
Yeah. I only got one question, so is that all you got? Yeah. I only got one question, so is that all you got? You go big or stronger, you push harder. Is that all you got? You climb higher, faster. So is that all you got? You put your best and the rest in, no resting. Is that all you got? So you a victor. I only got one question. So is that all you got? Yeah, look at you now. So is that all you got? Take a look at you now. So is that all you got? Look at you now. Is that all you got? Yeah, I only got one question. So is that all you got?
So now Group A featuring Mexico, Ukraine, Chile, Libya, and Uzbekistan.
Ready for para powerlifting. The bar is loaded. 80 kilos on it. We're calling our first athlete, representing Libya, Sahar El-Nemi.
Sahar El-Ghanemi is the first to go. This is an attempt at 80 kilos. $66 points. By the way, if Colombia had got all of their points in the previous event, they'd have ended up on 291. They would have edged out Brazil by 1.3, and they would have finished top of the group. Colombia missed their first 2 attempts, and they have been eliminated. Top 2 to go through. Sahar El-Ghanemi then. African bronze, world bronze previously. And that for 80. No lift. Problems, big problems. Stop and press.
Yeah, I mean, at the end you see the press, she just loads up on the right side and the left side just struggles along. And that right away is going to be a press sequence, no lift. And the stop sequence was quite fast as well and bumpy. And so there you have it.
Yep, no joy unfortunately for her, so she is denied. So next it is Roxana Akhtamova for Uzbekistan. But yeah, it was unfortunate that lip was just losing control towards the end. So Uzbekistan come now. Roxana Akhtamova, 85 her targets. $76 points is the target. Fourth in the African Open Championships. It's a great start to her career. She's edged out by 9 kilos in the medals, and this will be a good lift. That's fine for Akhtamova.
She is just so consistent each and every time. Straight down, locked on the chest, straight up. Perfect, just perfect.
Thank you, the bar is loaded. Representing Mexico,
So now Nix Zwara is going for a lift of 85 herself, having cleared 71. 70 points is what she's looking for here. Great debut in the Veracruz World Cup. Gold there, gold in Guadalajara late last year in a World Cup event there also. And this is worth 70.36, which will put them just behind Uzbekistan.
One minute.
So she is coming at 85, Nix Karate.
Good lift.
That's a good lift. Next karate gets the 105, and she gets 70 points for Mexico.
Rack height 13.
And that was really a good lift. She brings it down. Quick on the chest, but there was a stop in motion, and then she rises up and locks it out. Nicely done. Couldn't ask for better.
Thank you. Wire is loaded. Representing Chile, Maria Antonieta Ortiz.
Maria Ortiz will start off for Chile, going for 105 actually. Now she was looking for 100 straight away. She decided to add 5 onto it. This is going to be worth 85.9 points. America's gold in 2015 and 2018, 8th in the 2019 World Championships. Coach Echeverria. Going to go well in place here. It's a solid enough try by Ortiz. And that is a good lift, 2-1 in her favor. Well, she's made that work out well, Maria Ortiz.
Really well, and such a great smile afterward. Good work. Just tight on the way down. She did get a red light on the stop. We'll take a look at the replay and see what we see, but she got 2 whites and it's punched through, and she looked really great. On the way down, there's the stop, and she goes. Nicely done.
Thank you. Bar is loaded. Representing Ukraine, Mariana Shevchuk.
Mariana Shevchuk for Ukraine. World and Paralympic champion coming into these Worlds. Shevchuk going for 115. Having been dethroned as world champion. Still silver behind Rhea Ahmed of Egypt. And she goes for 115. Solid lifting coming in. That's worth 102.87.
Good lift, Shevchuk.
And that is a good lift by Shevchuk. And that is the lead for Ukraine after the opening round of lifts. Way, way out in front.
Just remarkable. Straight down, holds it tight, and drives it straight up. Beautiful.
Down is Chile with 85.9 left. Then Uzbekistan 76.24 and 70.36 points for Mexico number 2. Libya had a miss on their first attempt. They have no points yet.
So Ukraine 102, Chile 85, Uzbekistan 76, Mexico 70, and Libya without a score.
Now we're going to call for 78 kilos, rack 10. 78 kilos, rack 10 now, please.
Ukraine looking strong. Chile starting strong. So we go into the second round of lifting in this group. And it'll be Fabiola Perez. So she's going for 78. Target of 69.376. So send them up to just about 140 points. World Junior Champion, formerly America's silver in 2022. World Junior Champion of the last one in Belize. Bronze in the Veracruz World Cup in June. So already position that they're in. Mexico would like to get this. No lift, 2-1 against press sequence, and that's torn it. Mexico are in serious danger of not progressing.
Please, 85 kilos.
She went very high by her point of view.
She comes down tight on the chest, presses up, uneven extension, and she heaved it off her chest. You have to drive straight up. You cannot drive in a circular fashion and heave the bar off your chest. That's a no lift, unfortunately.
Adakon Akhtamova, so 85 coming up for her, for Uzbekistan. That'll be what, 79.92, and suddenly the door opens up for quite a few others. The lead would score to 155. So, no lift, stop sequence. And that's their chance, maybe sliding away. It was a big opening. We now have 3 nations who have missed. Ukraine and Chile have not. Oh dear.
Yeah, that was just really fast on her chest. And even though you can move with speed, you have to stop. She did what we call a touch and go. There must be a discernible stop between descent and ascent. Unfortunate.
For Libya, Zala Alakouri going for 85. It's going to be worth 65 points. She was in the over 106 kilo events. Alakouri to get them on the board after they missed their opening attempt. Alakouri has been successful. African champion back in 2009, bronze in the African Championships in 2015, and that was successful.
Loaders, please. 107 kilos, rack height 11.
She comes down, she locks out, drives straight up. Looks like she might have gotten away with a little something on the right side. The left side definitely hit before the right. However, she walks away with the 3 whites. Good for her.
Tatiana Shiroklava of Ukraine, going for 107. They're in a really firm position of strength now. And it's hard to see them being upended. It's worth 89.63. She is getting the lift through. Shiroklava 107. That is a good lift. Well, that knocks them up to about 192 and a half. It's a really good advantage that they're holding now by Shiroklava.
Just crisp and clean, tight on the chest, drives it straight up, blocks it out. No questions asked. That was beautiful.
Serrano, 115. Chile could very well do with this. Worth 91.55. Last lift of the round. She gets it, she goes on to 176. The other 3 will have all missed 1. So that's a good lift. That's a great result for Marian Serrano. That's a critical one. She missed one during the Veracruz World Cup. She was put in very high in that. I think that was deliberate, just to bolster up for competitions like this. The Americas champion, World Junior champion, Pan Ams.
Just perfect. Straight down, tight on the chest, straight up, toes pointed forward, positioning perfect. Nothing that's not perfect about that. Wonderful.
Before we can decide who lifts the lightest, that means they lift first. Loaders, 40 kilos, please. Rack height 2, 40 kilos, rack 2.
We go into the final round. And it's Azwa Al-Hamali.
Thank you, the bar is loaded. Representing Libya, Aswa Al-Hamali.
19 years old. And this will be worth 37 points. Well, already down the field, this to break 100 points. Already seen her in the next gen competitions here, breaking through in towards the medals there. And as well, Al Hamali with a good lift. That's 2-1. That's good news for her and particularly for them.
Lovers, please. 80 kilos, rack height 3. 80 kilos, rack 3.
So really nice job on the way down, tight on the chest. She drives it up, and we see she locks it out perfectly. That was really nice.
Thank you to Mark and Floater representing Uzbekistan. Nasiba Tashpulatova.
Uzbekistan, Nasiba Tashpulatova. This is a lift for 80 kilos. I saw it 77.9. Just a pity they moved their earlier, missed their earlier result in round 2. They got all their lifts in, 237 points, but it's not turned out that way. So, Tashpulatova.
Good.
First major championship, she's got a good lift.
Lovers, please. 100 kilos, rack 13. 100, rack 13.
Well, excellent result. They're up into 3rd place, but actually Ukraine and Chile are progressing. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Absolutely perfect, and drives it straight up, locks it out. That was the perfect attempt. Beautiful. Nicely done.
Like Marian Serrano, Camila Campos, a really smashing career to date. 90 points this is worth. Really, they've already qualified. I mean, Mexico aren't going to overtake them. Mexico would need a lift of 100 points. That's not coming, I don't think. Campos, with the mark she's going for, that's 90 points. So that gives you a major indication. Champion, Pan Am silver, World Junior gold.
1 minute.
Oof.
Good lift.
Good lift. She's made it. 3 white lights. And that is a good maximum score of 267.
That was just another perfect attempt, just beautiful. Straight down, tight on the chest, rockets up. No issues with her body, completely still, really nicely done.
Belen Sanchez Dominguez, Mexico.
Belen Sanchez down 100 from Mexico. Well, bottom of the table, unfortunately. Fabiola Perez missing at 78. Sanchez going for a ton, though. It is an interestingly high amount. 80.80. And they would finish on 151 points. But if they'd got all the marks in, we're basically looking at 220. Ukraine haven't lifted yet, that's important to say. Chile have and have got everything in. So, 100 for Belen Sanchez. Going for the 100. Getting the punch through. Good lift from the Veracruz gold medalist. And she went up to 105 in that. First major championship, she has made it a busy one. She can trot away with a good lift, a very good lift under that belt of hers.
Nicely done, tight on the chest, blows it straight up, nice and even, no questions or concerns, beautiful.
And Natalia Olenik is the last to go for Ukraine. And what she's looking for is 120 kilos, which is a score of 95. And they would climb to the top on 287 points. Chile will have to send all of their people out with higher numbers, depending when they clash, if they clash. So Olenik, 120. This would be quite a considerable step up. In terms of the points, they would have a exquisite lead. European champion still, Paralympic silver, world bronze, and a good lift by Olenik. And Ukraine have got them all in now as well. And that sends them to 287, and they have made it. Ukraine win, Chile go through with them.
Uzbekistan put up 154, Mexico 251, and Team Libya 102.65. The head-to-heads are next.
Semi-final draw will be coming, and Ukraine will be there. Really fine lift by her. Coming at 120. 95 points gained, so 287 for Ukraine. Chile qualifying as well, 267. Uzbekistan, Mexico and Libya all missed out. Uzbekistan missed a lift that was worth just about 80 points, so they wouldn't have made it. 2, 3, 4. Mexico's worth 70, so 2, 2, 1 they wouldn't have made it, and Libya it was worth 66. Ukraine and Chile move on, the semi-finals coming. So the draw for the women's semi-finals in this women's team competition.
Match A will be China
And
versus
it's
Ukraine.
China against Ukraine.
Match B will be Brazil versus Chile.
Brazil face Chile. And those are a couple of great ones. China Ukraine looks really strong. It was the top two from each group to make it. Ukraine winning their group with 287. China winning their group with 317, with Brazil also going through 289. China, Zhu, Guo, and Zheng against Ukraine. Shirokalava, Shevchuk, and Onolik. The other semi-final, Brazil with Costa de Castro, Medeiros, and Lima against Chile, Campos, Serrano, and Ortiz. That's coming shortly. So Brazil in this semi-final with Lara de Lima, Gianna Medeiros and Maria Costa de Castro, and before that Chile with Maria Ortiz, Marian Serrano and Camila Campos. I'm really sorry, I'm finishing lunch, which was really nice and just delivered to us because we don't go anywhere. With a schedule like this, it's about 90% of it left as well. There's no time. So the other one is Ukraine against China, which will be coming up shortly. Shevchuk, Shiraklava and Olinik. And China, so good in their semi-final. Sheng, Xu and Guo. Tatiana Shirakalava, Mariana Shevchuk and Natalia Olinik for Ukraine. A really tough semi-final coming up for them as they face China. And what a Chinese team it is. Sheng Weifei, Xu Lili, Guo Lingling. Top team. You've seen Brazil. You've seen them all. And China.
Let's take a look at the big screen to find out our officials for the session.
Trying to wrap up this semi-final quickly, you would imagine. So now let's see who the referees are going to be for the semi-finals. First it'll be Brazil against Chile.
Let's meet our officials. Chief referee. Jerry Lane from Finland. Left side referee from South Korea, Yo Jin.
So the center referee is Jari Laine from Finland. The left side referee is Lee Eugene from Korea. And the right side referee from Malaysia, Nusaya Muhammad. Technical controller, Hani Ortiz of Colombia. Technical delegate from Libya is Fatih Lashahab. And we're on the way.
Is that all you got? Yeah. I only got one question. So is that all you got? You go big or stronger. You push harder. Is that all you got? You climb higher, faster. So is that all you got? You put your best and the rest in. No resting. Is that all you got? So you a victor. I only got one question. So is that all you got? Yeah, look at you now. So is that all you got? Take a look at you now. So is that all you got? Look at you now. Is that all you got? Yeah, I only got one question. So is that all you got?
So the semi-finals, China against Ukraine will be coming up, and Brazil against Chile is on first. And Lara de Lima is primed and ready to go. First attempt of 92. That means 93 points. She's gone for this before and got it during the group stage. Top two in the groups, each group going through. This will be a 92 kilo attempt.
The bar is now loaded for her first attempt in the women's head Lima.
A really good bronze medal. Here. Go with the previous World Junior title, which she added to, by the way, her second World Junior crown last week. This is the next gen. Still eligible for it this time, the last time that she would be. 7th in the previous World Championships. This was actually her 3rd World Champ since she came away with the individual bronze. So a lift of 92 is equivalent to 93.883 points. So still plenty of time. Real buoyancy with that attempt. Laura de Lima, successful for Brazil, and they are away. This is going to be a good one. I think, honestly, we have two very well evenly matched semi-finals. China looked the hottest team in it, but we'll see.
Just fantastic. Straight down, even, straight up, as consistent as always. Amazing and wonderful.
Representing Chile,
Maria Ortiz. 110 kilos. Now she went for 105 last time, so she's upping her game a little bit. She's probably going to have to be honest with you. This is going to be worth 89.996, so let's just call it 90. Chile scored 267 in their semi-final, Brazil 289, so they're going to have to up it. It's worth an additional 4 points than last time, so there are extra gains that they're going to have to make. So, Maria Ortiz of Chile lifting 110 for 90 points. And that's a good lift. That is 3 white lights for Ortiz. So 90 for Chile, 93.8 for Brazil. This is the makings of a tight one, but Chile are going to have to keep upping their targets and hope that they don't get too close. That is as close to 90 as you can get.
That was just a fantastic lift also. Just lock down on the chest and drive straight up. One fantastic lift after another. This is amazing.
It's really good by Maria Ortiz. And they've a super team, a really, really good team. And there's actually 1 or 2 familiar names, familiar faces who are not here, be it through to injury or elsewhere. So Maria Costa coming on now for Brazil. It's going to be lifted 115.
For her second attempt, for Brazil's second attempt, Maria de Fatima Costa.
96.3. This is for. A reminder that the decimal points continue on as far as needed. Pretty certain that's how one of the medals of the Commonwealth Games was decided. So, this is what she lifted in the group stage, Maria Costa de Castro. She's still 29, so being a reasonably new addition to the national team, it is her first Global Championship. She made her debut at the European Open last year without a mark. She's hitting every mark possible now. That is a good lift. That is a super lift for Costa.
Just fantastic. 9 white lights in a row. Unbelievable. These women are just letting it rip. Straight down, locked out. Drives it home. Wonderful.
For Chile's second attempt, Marion Alejandra Serrano Guayardo.
Marion Serrano going for 122. So this is a leap of 7. This is a really big one. And she was forced into really heavy weights in Veracruz from the start. More or less, surely with a thought about today. Well, it's arrived now. If she gets this, they will gain a bit of pointage back on Brazil. Big moment, Marion Serrano pushing at 122. She's put a tremendous amount into that, she has. What a campaigner this woman is. What a lift that is. What a lift that is. 122 for Serrano. And she has cleared it. That was a good job, well done. I'm telling you now.
That was just spectacular. When we watch the replay, we're going to see off the chest, she's completely uneven. She catches up on the one side while still driving with the one side and evens out. It's just unbelievable. Here she is, uneven. Here she goes, locking out together. Unreal. That is fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, in the team competitions, she missed 100 and 110 in the different events there in Veracruz. And she's gone way, way above that here and got it. So that's notwithstanding maybe a little bit of illness. You don't really know what meanderings there were in the days before the competition.
Sometimes you come to a competition and everything is locked in, and this certainly looks like it is her day and her week.
She's got her game face on. Yeah, she went up to 126 individually, missed 123 in her final here in the 86 kilo, and though she wasn't in the medals, but she was really high up. It's a massively competitive weight division she's in, the up to 86.
For Chile's third attempt, Camila
190 for Brazil,
Campos.
187 for Chile. It's just exactly 3 points between them. No point mentioning the digital points there because you can see it is just about virtually 3 points between them. So we come down to the last lifts. Camila Campos, big moment, coming up for 112 here. This is worth 101, so this is a big leap from earlier. She lifted 100 last time, so this is 112. This is a big deal for Campos, and needless to say, she has to get it. The America's champion the last 2 times. Parapan, bronze in 2015, silver in 2019. She's still only 28. 4th in the last Paralympic Games as well. Now that's a target and a half. This is worth 101 points. It is very high by Campos' standards, but she's setting new ones. That is a lovely lift, and Chile through Campos finish on 288.13.
Here she comes, locks out, goes up a bit unevenly, but again catches up. Just superlative, just unreal. Wow.
And it's meant that Tiana Medeiros has had to move up as well, having lifted last time 120. Going here for 125. If she gets this, they will go through. It'll be 99 points for them. Oh, hold on a sec. 99.541. Calculator's timeout. It's really going to go into many, many, many decimals. This will be 289.72. They'd win by just about half a point. So 99.541. They would just squeak in. But Medeiros has to get this. She successful during the group stage. Chile did as much as they could. They had 3 brilliant women on the bench, and I think they pushed them literally as far as possible.
So the coach has forgotten something and run to the back to get it. Not sure what it is. She still has 48 seconds though, and here he comes. Ah, his armband to spot.
So, still plenty of time. If she gets this, Brazil squeak in. What a campaigner. Oh, she's done it. What a brilliant lift. Nothing to worry about. No panic. Just look at the final scoreline when it comes up. She's squeaked 99.54. And Brazil make it.
Straight down, locked out, and just drives it up. No hesitation whatsoever. Unreal. That was fantastic.
Well, Chile pushed themselves right up to the limit and pushed Brazil to it as well. Brazil qualified for the final. It was 289.72 against 288.19. They didn't win by 1 and a half instead of just a half. But they needed Medeiros to get that. They couldn't take the risk of her even dropping a kilo because that would not have been enough. What an extraordinary finish. A brilliant tight one. And here we go to semi-final number 2, China against Ukraine.
For their first attempt representing Ukraine,
So now Mariana Shevchuk is going to be the first to go for Ukraine here. It was 120 last time, so she's going for 125 here. And she's going to have to, basically, it's going to be the same story as Chile. They come into this with a lower score than China, so they're going to have to majorly increase their targets. This is going to be worth 111.82. And just a reminder, by the way, it was the lightweight bronze medal at the Commonwealth Games last year went to 3 decimal points between Namdi Innocent and Thomas Corey. Innocent got it, Corey didn't. And Shevchuk, 125 she's gone on straight away. And that's the risk when you go too high. And China's reputation and ability has sent the European champion beyond the limits. She's not got it. That is so unfortunate. And that opens the door for China now.
She had it, she drives it, she's locked out, and just couldn't completely lock out, and it comes back down. That is so unfortunate.
And of all the people as well for that to happen to. Shevchuk, who's been on the podium here, a silver medal here. We'll do some extra totting up, but it's now going to be futile. You would have thought for the other two for Ukraine to go very high. Now, China could miss as well, of course. 150 here for Zheng. Gold in the 86 kilo final. So, you know what? She actually went for 135 in the heats, and it's 150 now. Be worth 134 points as it is. So, I mean, if you think about that, if Shevchuk had got at 111, and then Zheng comes in at 134.
Really taking her time to get herself collected. Really great and smart.
What Zheng is going for at 150 here is beyond the Asian record that was held going into these championships, which she broke by setting the world record, and that was the multi-world record attempt one. The up to 86 kilo final, her world record is now 158. 159 here, by the way, if she got it, would not actually count as a world record, being the teams. She's got that, she's got 150, and that means basically they've converted the penalty and the others missed it. 150 she got. Ukraine must have been praying somewhere that she'd have missed that, but that completely changes the situation.
Comes down, straight off, slows down a little halfway, but just drives it up. That was unbelievable.
That's 119 points, by the way. So had Shevchuk got it, it would be 119 to 111. That figure of 134, that is if Shevchuk had lifted Cheng's weight, which obviously was not part of the equation. So it's 119-0. It would have been 119 to 111, which is actually a lot more like it. Shirakalava. Is going for 100 here. Now, yeah, definitely there's a tale being told because she went for 107 in the heats. And if the Ukraine felt this was still open to them, still alive for them, because China with the last two weights could go really easy, still mop up loads of points, and Ukraine would be too far behind in order to catch up. So not really like a penalty shootout. So Shirakalava, instead of 107 that she went for last time, and surely would have gone a bit higher here, maybe 110, it is 100. It's probably just going to be the equivalent of training lifts. 83 points, this is 4. And she has got that. So that's good. Yep, Shirakalava has delivered a lift of 100, and they go on to 83 points. On a previous attempt, she scored 89. It has just slipped away from them, but that's a decent lift, and they can just continue to serve it out. Zhu Li, silver here in the 73 kilo final, seeing her dethroned as world champion. Twice world champ, 2017, 2021, silvers in 2019, and 2023, silver in the last two Paralympic Games. Because of Amalia Perez. So 110 she's going for. Previously it was 125 in the heats. That's the unfortunate thing when you've got two massively brilliant teams together, and when you have a very early miss, then they will both take the foot off the pedal because they know that there's a lot less at stake because the lead is just too high. 90 points this is for. Her previous effort during the group stage was worth 102, and she has got that as well. Good lift. It is 210, playing 83. Just shy of 210.
That was just spectacular. I mean, there's just nothing else to say. It was amazing. Comes down, holds it tight, blows it up, racks it out. Quick work. Almost makes it look easy. Really amazing. There it is. Beautiful.
Yep, easy it is not. A decent lift. 209 against 83. It would have been 209 against 194 otherwise. But remember that that second Chinese lift was a lot down on before, so you could probably add another 10 to China's score. And they kept the old mark and gone for it. It's a real pity. The previous semi-final decided with the very last lift and only by a point in the end. And this had the prospect of being exactly the same. However, that early miss means it's not the case. Go, who went for 110 last time, is going for 100 now. And because she's in the second lightest weight division, that is an upsurge in points compared to somebody in the heavyweight division. 97.86. Now, her body weight is 43.9, so if you're talking about somebody who's 83.9, it'll be worth 79 points. They go through the coefficient. There's a calculator provided by World Powerlifting and the IPC. It's based on past results and form and so on, and that formula was devised a few years ago, so it's not something that changes on an athlete-by-athlete basis. You put in the body weight and the weight on the bar, you get your figure. That's 120. That's not 120, that's 100 by Go. 120 refers to what's coming up next. She gets the 97 points, and China get the win. 307.69.
Just a fabulous lift. Straight down, locks it out, pushes it straight up, racks it out. No problems, no dilemmas, just perfect.
Representing Ukraine, Natalia Olenek.
So Natalia Olenek, a really brilliant campaigner herself, and she's going for the same mark as she did last time in the heats, which is 120 kilos, which is worth 95 points. Absolutely no doubt she'd have had to go for something like 125, something like a last round in an individual final sort of an attempt, which in her case, having broken the European record of 153 and then going for the world record, 157, missing it, then Zheng Fai going for 158 and getting it. And by the way, Folashade Oluwafemiayo could also have gone for a powerlift in that. She had actually missed a world record attempt in 156, so that actually slammed the door in her face. She would only have been able to go for a powerlift had she got that. That's the important thing to remember about that. But yeah, 153, had Olenek gone for that, then there would have been a lot more points available, but that's 121 points she could have gone for, but that's only in the event of the earlier miss not happening. And Ukraine have something to fight for with this final lift, which they have not. They will be in the bronze medal match against Chile, which I think is well matched, and so is China against Brazil in the final 178 they end up with against China's 307. And you want to add on the 111 that was missed in the earlier round, that would have been 289. Shirakalava, if she'd gone for a previous mark, that would have been 295. And then in that situation, there's an extra 26 points to go for if she goes for a world record attempt. That could have got her over the line, but then China's attempts weren't the same as they would have been either. So that's life, I'm afraid.
And
China progress, Ukraine do not.
That was a perfect attempt as well. They are just doing amazing work today. And unfortunately, these few misses have just changed the story.
So China in the gold medal match against Brazil. It is Ukraine, Chile to fight for bronze, and that is coming shortly.
So presentation for the women's bronze match from Ukraine versus Chile. Representing Ukraine, Mariana Shevchuk, Tetiana Zhrolokolova, and Natalia Olenek, representing
So
Chile,
an evenly
Maria Antoineta
matched
Ortiz.
pairing in the bronze medal match for Ukraine. Tatiana Shurakalava, Mariana Shevchuk, and Natalia Olenek.
And Camila
For
Campos.
Chile, Camila Campos, Marian Serrano, and Maria
Your athletes
Ortiz.
competing in the bronze medal match for the women's team event.
I think this has got the makings of a brilliant fixture, and just consider how tight it was between Chile and Brazil. It went down to the last lift and down to a point.
And let's meet our athletes for the gold and silver matchup for the women's team event.
But there's no doubting that China were helped inescapably by Ukraine missing their first lift. They were all forcing themselves really high. That is one of the beauties and the delights, one of the tragedies of the team event. But there is World Championship medals still at stake.
Representing, let's meet the athletes for the women's team event gold medal match.
The final between Chile and Brazil. Xu Lili,
For Brazil,
Guo Lingling, Sheng Pai for China.
Lima.
Brazil, Maria Costa de Castro,
Representing
Sayana
China,
Medeiros,
Pizeng.
Lara de Lima.
Representing Brazil, Maria de Fatima Costa de Castro. Representing China, Lily Zhu. Representing Brazil, Tayana Medeiros. Representing China, Ling Ling Guo. Your women team event gold matchup. Let's look at the big screen and find out who are officials for the session.
So let's see who the referees for the final will be.
Let's meet our officials. Chief referee, Mohammed El Quresh.
So, for the bronze medal match, the chief referee will be from Yemen, Mohammed Al-Kesh. Left side referee from Finland, Jari Laine. And the right side referee from Greece, Nikolaos Kazantsis. I'm really surprised that Eugene didn't come out again. Technical controller from Colombia, Jenny Ortiz. And the technical delegate from Libya is Fatih La Shahab. We've got more for you.
I only got one question. So is that all you got? Yeah. I only got one question. So is that all you got? You go big or stronger. You push harder. Is that all you got? You climb higher, faster. So is that all you got? You put your best in the rest in. No resting. Is that all you got? So you a victor.
So the women's medal matchups, the final out-and-out women's
The
events
bar is now loaded
of this
for her
week.
first attempt
It is a it's a
Maria
9-day event
Ortiz.
these days. You've got the juniors, got the individual competition, and then you've got the team events. .105 for Maria Ortiz to start. So in terms of her semi-final, she went 110. They were really going to have to turn it on against Brazil. How high Ukraine could have gone in their semi-final is hard to know. They were going to go really, really high. So I'll tell you, they'd scored 287 in the heats, Ukraine. I'll tell you more about that actually when they come out, in truth, but Ortiz going for 105, which is what she went for in the heats. Went for 110 in the semi-final against Brazil. And again, they upped their level so much, they got all 3 lifts in, and there was such jeopardy with those 3 lifts. They got them all. They had 288, which was realistically their maximum score. As much as you could reasonably expect them to get. You're going into lifetime best then, and that doesn't happen in the team competition. So Ortiz going for 105.
When they've sorted out the rack height, it was too high. She went to approach the bench to sit. Head referee realized too high, brought it down, and now she's ready to get strapped in and get going.
And this will be worth 85.90. So Ortiz 105. Yep, she's got it. Good lift. 3 out of 3. That is a good lift. That's the perfect start for her and for them. Interesting to see how far Ukraine want to push it this time.
She just made that look super easy, and it's incredible to think how much she's lifted today, but it still looks easy. She just came down, ease, stopped on the chest, no problem, straight back up, racks it out, just perfect. No problems or concerns whatsoever. Nicely done.
The bar is now loaded for her first attempt representing Ukraine, Mariana Shevchuk.
So Mariana Shevchuk here. So in the group stage, she lifted 120. That was worth 102 points. In the semi-final against China, went for 125, worth 111. Didn't get that. Now here in the bronze medal match, 115 she's going for, which is worth 102. Which would be a strong lead. So this, ready to be a big lead if possible. Now, you know, I thought she picked up some sort of an injury last time. She's got that, but I think she's really hurt herself. And you know something, right? You've got yourself an injury. You're really hurting. It's really sore. The last thing you want is someone to give you a smack. Good heavens. Oh.
She looks like she may have something going on in her back, which is when she lifted in the tournament, she had the same issue when she got off her 3rd lift. But she pushed that up.
Don't do that! Oh,
she pushed that up, locked it out, and she got a good lift.
Well, it's just lucky that was her last lift of the competition. Or I'll put it to you like this, Hope they haven't put her in the mixed team event as well. That's 102 points for her. It is 85 for Chile. Sure, that situation, it probably would have been even too dangerous to shake her hand. Shirokalava's coming now. It'll be 107. Which obviously she didn't go for in the semi-final because they were in wind-down mode then. That was 100. But she did go for 107 in the heats. It's worth pointing out that in those heats, Ukraine scored 287.69. Chile pushing themselves in the semis 288.19, but Ortiz didn't go for the same mark. And Serrano won't be here either. Just a couple of kilos down. Which might just have been an example of exerting yourself a massive amount in a semi-final and then just finding you've spent yourself a little bit when you're going for the medals. Shirokalava going for 107, which is 89. She did this in the heats, and she's done it again. 2 out of 2. Couple of good lifts there.
Just one after the other. It's fantastic, superlative, whatever adjective you want to use, unreal. Just unreal when you think about how much they're lifting. They're tired, it's been a week, and they're just blowing it out of the water. Straight up, locks it out, no issues or concerns. Great.
Well, Marian Serrano's going for 120 here, so in the heats, in the group stage, Serrano lifted 115. She really went high, 122 in the semi-final. So 120 actually is still quite high, even if she's rolled it back a little bit, but it's still very high from her point of view. And she did miss 2 marks below that when she was pushing herself during the team competitions there. This is worth 95.5. So they would gain some points back. Ukraine would still lead off the back of this. Ukraine are 192.5, and this would be sending Chile to 191. It'd be just behind. $181, I'm sure. It's probably more like it. She's given herself a drive on that. 120. She's got it. Oh, she's putting some really good marks in. I think these are the heaviest marks she's ever done in a team competition. And a lot of praise to Marian Serrano for that. She's had her best individual final at a global level. And she is getting better and better. America's gold and silver in the last 2 championships, bronze in the Pan Ams. She's got a big one to target in Santiago coming up.
Goes up a bit unevenly, locks it out evenly. Great body position, high chest, big spine, heels dug in. Can't ask for more than that. Beautiful.
Yeah, 181 it is for Chile now, 192 for Ukraine. It is 11 indeed. Campos going to go for 100. Olinik for 130. Campos going for 90 points. Olinik for about 100. So it'll come down to the last. 90.233. She went for 112 in her semi-final. Got it, 101 kilos. Just to put Chile in front, it'll force Olenik to have to push through for the final results. And she has got it. Good scoring. Now the thing about this is that Chile have come up to 271, which is just above what they scored in the group stage. Now, had they gone for everything again, as they did in the semi-final, and got them all again, and that is a big ask, obviously, 288.19. So they're 17 points off where they were in the semi-finals when they were pushing Brazil.
That was just wonderful. Straight down, locked out, straight up. And I'm sure she's fatigued, but she did wonderfully.
So Olenik here is going for 120, which is worth 95 points. And if she gets it, it is 287. So they're matching what they did in the group stage. 287.69 in the group stage. Chile outscored that by half a point in the semi-finals. But were they physically capable of getting it again? Olenik, I think, was certainly capable of going on, if necessary, a little bit beyond 120. Ukraine will win with this if successful. For 95 points to go on to 287. It is Olenik for the team bronze. Never a doubt about that at all. It is 3 white lights and Ukraine win the bronze. 287 to Chile's 271. Quite a margin in the end, 16 points. It was such a pity for Ukraine what happened to them in that semi-final. They surely would have pushed China very close. But in the end, they have had a convincing victory and they are on the podium.
Just beautiful here, straight up, locked out. Something crazy would have had to happen for her not to get that, but she still did the work, and 3 white lights, well done.
So Ukraine get the bronze medal win. They beat Chile in the battle for third, and the gold medal match is on the way. China against Brazil. The final scores in the bronze medal match. Ukraine matching everything that they had done in the group stage. And Chile just upping it a little bit from the group stage, but obviously not that semi-final, and perhaps there were reasons for it. Maybe they were reading off the wrong piece of paper. Anyway, it's fourth spot for Chile and Ukraine, who are the bronze medalists. The gold medal match incoming then: China, Zheng Feifei, Zhu Lei, and Guo Lingling, against Brazil, Lara de Lima, Maria Costa de Castro, and Tiana Medeiros.
It's time for the
Brazil in the group stage scored 289,
gold medal match between
and they did again in the semi-final. China in the groups did 317, and in the semi-final took the foot off the pedal, going down to 307. And I'm saying that their first attempt was 12 points further on than what they would have got. Lara de Lima comes first for Brazil in the final, and she is lifting 92, and that's worth 93.883. So a cracking final in prospect, and the interesting thing is how much Brazil feel like pushing China here. Interesting clash. Lara de Lima, world junior champion again for a second time. World bronze here. Going for 92, which is around the mark she's won her individual medals in. And also don't want to go too high, as we always say, because you can risk it in the individual final. You've got 3 attempts, but it's one and done in the teams. And you don't want to take one for the team. You want to give one a medal. That's Lara de Lima scoring 93.88.
Just a fantastic attempt. Brings it down, locks it out on the chest, straight up, no concerns. Looks like she could have done it a couple of more times today. Terrific. She is some talent.
For China's first attempt, Feifei Zheng.
Zheng Feifei for China. Gold for her as well. Gold for Zheng in the 86 kilo final. She's going for 135 here. She went for 150 in the semi-final against Ukraine, anticipating a big, really close battle, and she got it. But back to 135 here. And if she gets it, they will lead by 107 to 93. World champion now to go with her Asia Oceania and Asian Games titles. It's a 4th consecutive World Championships in which she's medaled. It was silvers in the previous 3, and silver in the Paralympics in Tokyo. It's going to be interesting watching the finals in Paris. 135. Zheng gets it. 2-1 in her favor. She gets it. 107 to 93 is China's lead.
And that's the first red light in quite a while. Her stop was a little brief. 2 referees felt it was enough, and she drives it up, locks it out. Nicely done.
into the second round. Maria Costa's going to go first here for Brazil. Now they're going to move it on a bit. Costa being given 115 to go for, which is what she did last time. So it looks like they're going to stay on their path. That would bring them to 289. And China will actually... Yeah, 120 is a bit low for Zhu Lili, actually, in terms of what she did in the heats. Costa first of all, anyway. Well, the two lifts in this round are good. China get an extra 2 points on Brazil, but Brazil are trying to get this home first. So, Maria de Fatima Costa de Castro, 115. This for 96 points, and this to put them on to 190 points. First things first, have to get this, and then just worry about what China do with their lifts after. Good lift as well, 2-1 in her favour. And Maria Costa de Castro puts Brazil ahead, China with a lift in hand. She's put herself through a lot. That is a good finish.
That was a good finish. She got one red light for press. We'll take a look at what happened here on the way up. She dips down on the left side a little before she ascends, and so that's probably what the press was. Other than that, looked fantastic.
So now, Zhu Lili, she's going for 120 this time. In the heats, in the group stage, it was 125. And with Ukraine having missed by the time of her lift in the semi-final, she went for 110. So this in between is worth 98 points. And they would go on to 206 compared to the 190 that Brazil are on now. So Zhu Lili ready. Former world champion now. Asian Games, Asia, Oceania. 2 Paralympic silvers too, so she's shown her quality. Looking to again here, 120, 3 white lights. She's got that. China are getting closer to it. 206 to 190. A very good lift by Zhu Lili. Right in the middle of what she's already done in this team competition. And Zhu moves China 1 step and 1 lift away from the gold.
Holds it on the chest tight, straight up, just makes it look easy. Fantastic.
So, into the final round of this women's team decider. China 206, Brazil 190. And it's down to Guo Lingling and Tiana Medeiros, and Guo Lingling will go first.
110 kilograms. Bar is now loaded for China's 3rd attempt, Ling Ling Guo.
Go Ling Ling. The new world record set. And claiming her 4th world title in a row, and the 3rd out of those 4 in which she has broken the existing world record. This for 107 points. This to send them up to 313.76.
One minute remaining.
There you go. That little pop-up by Guo. 110. That is good. That basically wraps 9 fingers around the gold medal. And the other one is halfway there. China on the brink of victory. 313, their total mark. Zheng Feifei, Zhu Lili, and Guo Lingling as strong a team as we have ever seen in a competition like this.
Just flawless. Down, drives it straight up, ready to lock it out, and ready to put it back. Really nice.
$313 points. Brazil on 190.
The ball is now
130 for Tiana Medeiros. They've decided to change that right at the end. That's worth 103 points.
the bar is now away for Brazil's final attempt, Tiana Medeiros.
So Medeiros going big. So here she comes, a lift of 130 for 103 points. She's followed through very well on that. Brazil have got all their lifts in for a silver medal, 293 to China's 313. That was the only attempt that they had upped from any of the previous rounds.
That was fantastic, though. I mean, she just made it look simple. That was really wonderful.
Brazil win the silver medal and China the gold. Forza indeed. A strong lift by Medeiros. On 130, she moved it up. Lara de Lima was still at 92, which is really close towards the the top figure for anyway. Zheng, Zhou Lili and Guo Lingling extend themselves out to 313. Could have gone out a bit further too if under pressure. Brazil 293. Ukraine with the bronze medal. Victory ceremony on the way.
ceremony for the women's team event.
So the victory ceremony for this women's team event, the final women's competition of this week. But not the final event with women in it, because we've got the mixed team final coming up, and that will begin in 40 minutes Dubai time. And actually, it'll begin in 40 minutes your time. So victory ceremony for this women's team event. We had some great clashes, I have to say, in this competition.
The
Moreover,
awards will be presented by World Parasport
Semi-final
Deputy
between
Director,
Brazil and Chile was just
Massimo.
terrific. Massimo Dige, the World Parasport Deputy Director.
Your bronze
He is
medalist.
presenting the medals here. So in terms of the bronze medal match, that was between Ukraine and Chile. Chile might just have topped up from what they'd done last time. They would have outscored Ukraine had they gone for successfully their semi-final marks in a clash with Brazil, but maybe they'd expended too much energy in that and they couldn't go for those. It was 2-7-1 for Chile, 2-8-7 for Ukraine. Mariana Shevchuk, Tatiana Shirokalava and Natalia Olenik getting the bronze medals here.
And Natalia
And for the
Olenik.
team coaches as well, deservedly so.
Slava Ukraine.
They got all their lifts in
Your silver
in the bronze medal match.
medalist from
Unfortunately, they didn't in the
Brazil.
semi-final against China, and that changed their path.
Lara
Brazil
Aparecida
edged out Chile
de
by fractions.
Lima.
In the end, they only won by 1.3 in the semi-final. It's only Tiana Medeiros who upped her targets from those
Costa de Castro.
in the semi-final. De Lima and Costa went for the same marks, got them. 2.93 is a really good tally. Nobody else managed that apart from the gold medalists.
And Tiana Medeiros.
Tiana Medeiros, Maria Costa de Castro, and Lara de Lima get their silver medals.
And your gold medalist from China.
China get the gold,
5-5.
and they were really head and shoulders ahead of the rest. Zheng Feifei, Guo Lingling, the gold medalists in their particular categories. Zhu Lili, silver. 313.76. They had the highest score in the group stage. They were ready to outscore Ukraine. We'll never know how that contest would have shaped up properly had there not been the early miss. Zheng, Gu and Guo have finished top of the pile. They beat Brazil by 20 in the end. 313 to 293. I don't think Brazil could have gone much higher than that. And it is China who take the title. Good successful week for them as well across the board. So heading into Paris next year, exactly in a year's time in the Paralympic Games, they are in great fettle.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the
Now the
national
anthem of
for
Brazil.
China.
The anthem of China, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, fantastic
your
results for
medalists.
China. Brazil
Please
for their
join us for
coaches,
our
Weberton
next
Santos
event,
and
the mixed teams. That
Carlos
begins
Williams.
in 30 minutes.
Ukraine, the bronze. Mixed final begins in 30 minutes, coverage in 20. Join us for that. China, Brazil, Ukraine, the 1, 2, 3 in the women's team events.